Hi, welcome to the Christian Bookshelf. My name is Lisa, and in today's video, I want to go over some of the books I'm looking forward to that are coming out in the next few months. The first book up is called Tracking Tilly. It's by Janice Thompson. This book is a cozy Christian mystery. It's about a family who has a struggling ranch. They turn their barn into an antique store, and they are trying to track down their grandpa's old red truck. And when they find it, it's being sold at an auction, but when the auction is over, the truck seems to have been stolen. And then the main character goes on a journey to find this truck that she is determined to locate. The next book up is called Behind Ivy Walls. This one's by Rachel Fordham, also comes out in August. This is a Christian historical romance that takes place in 1903 Iowa. The main character, Sadie, her family is struggling, so she works at a factory to send some money home. Unfortunately, she has nowhere to live, so she sleeps in an abandoned shelter. Otis, the male main character, returns to his family's hometown to settle family affairs when he discovers Sadie is trespassing in the abandoned building. Otis has his own issues that he's dealing with, and him and Sadie develop a friendship that grows as he tries to locate his long-lost niece. The next book up is called Shield of the Mighty. This one is Connell and Cassette. Also comes out in August, but this is book 2 in the King's Men series. So if you want to read them in order, definitely check out the first book in the series. This one is a biblical historical romance. It's set in the Old Testament era. This one is about a young boy who is captured by the Philistines, and he grows up into a formidable soldier and becomes captain of King Saul's army. His assignment is to recruit soldiers, and he ends up in the town that he was originally taken from, where he runs into a widow who runs a perfume shop. Things get a little dicey when she discovers his role in recruiting young men to die in battle. The next book I'm looking forward to is Forgetting Providence. This one's by Lee Wimmer. This is another book that's second in the series, so you can go ahead and check out the first book if you need to. The reviews that I read said that if you don't read the first book in the series first, that you will spend like a third of book 2 kind of being lost and trying to play catch up. So I would definitely recommend checking out the first book. I'll put it right here for you. And then back to Forgetting Providence. This one comes out in September. It's about a world famous archaeologist and cruise ship captain, interesting combination, Dr. Stephen Ray. He arrives home in Michigan feeling confident the assassination attempt on his cruise ship was a rogue event. He sets about healing when his girlfriend dumps him the day after he proposes. Soon he learns the attempt on his life was not by chance, and he has enemies in all the wrong places. Another book I'm super looking forward to is Lethal Standoff by Diane Mills. This one comes out in September as well. It's a Christian mystery suspense romance. That's a lot of elements in there. This one is about a hostage negotiator facing a volatile criminal case filled with unanswered questions, and the clock is ticking. Always love that. Naturally, she works alongside a handsome investigative reporter to solve the puzzles. Next up is The Color of Home by Kit Tusello. I think that's how you say her name. This one is a contemporary small-town Christian fiction. The story is about Audrey, who's an interior designer with a career that's gaining momentum, but she must take time off to help her family. She'll have to risk losing traction in her career and face past trauma, and she ends up forging a very unlikely friendship. The next one up is Hope Like Wildflowers by Pepper Basham. This one comes out in October, I believe. This one takes place in the early 1900s in Appalachia. And I'm just going to go ahead and read the back of this one for you. It says, Kinsey McAdams spent her childhood longing to see beyond the mountains of home, but when her job as a servant in the landowner's house results in an unplanned pregnancy, her world tips into uncertainty and heartbreak. Disowned by her father, she seeks comfort in the arms of the man who promises to take care of her, but his support is conditional and inconsistent. She finds acceptance in the home of a nearby family who does not only offer Kinsey friendship, but points her to a deeper understanding of God's love. Despite her change of heart, her status as a social outcast brings with it continued threats and alienation, so she flees her past in hopes of starting over in a nearby town. But her new world carries many of the same prejudices as the old. It also brings the unexpected friendship of businessman Noah Lewis, a man who lives with the same desire as Kinsey for helping the marginalized. Unfortunately, Kinsey and Noah's attempts To help those in need, pit them against Noah's elder brother, a powerful mill owner who holds control of the family's finances. Is Kizzy and Noah's growing romance strong enough to battle family power, social expectations, and Kizzy's past to explore their happy ending? And when Kizzy's first love returns to claim her, which future will she choose? Okay, it's that last line that's got me really excited. Next up, we have All We Thought We Knew. This one is by Michelle Shockley. This one is also slated for October. It is a Christian historical fiction dual timeline. This one I'll read the back blurb as well. It says, 1969, when Maddie Taylor's twin brother was killed in Vietnam, she lost her best friend and the only person who really understood her. Now, news that her mother is dying sends Maddie back home, despite blaming her father for Mark's death. Mama's last wish is that Maddie would read some old letters stored in a trunk from people Maddie doesn't even know. Mama insists they hold the answers Maddie is looking for. 1942. Ava Delaney is picking up the pieces of her life following her husband's death at Pearl Harbor. Living with her mother-in-law on a secluded farm in Tennessee is far different than the life Ava imagined when she married only a few short months ago. Desperate to get out of the house, Ava seeks work at a nearby military base, where she soon discovers the American government is housing Germans who they have classified as enemy aliens. As Ava works to process legal documents for the military, she crosses paths with Gunther Schneider, a German who is helping care for wounded soldiers. Ava questions why a man as gentle and kind as Gunther should be forced to live in the internment camp, and as they become friends, her sense of the injustice grows, as do her feelings for him. Faced with the possibility of losing Gunther, Ava must choose whether loving someone deemed the enemy is a risk worth taking, even if it means being ostracized by all those around her. In the midst of pain and loss, two women must come face to face with their own assumptions about what they thought they knew about themselves and others. What they discover will lead to a far greater appreciation for their own legacies and the love of those dearest to them. The last book on my list for today is Over the Edge by Irene Hannon. This one's slated for October as well, and it is a Christian mystery suspense. This is also the second book in the series, so check out the first book. You have plenty of time between now and October if you feel inclined to do so. This one is about trauma survivor Lindsay Barnes. She hasn't fully recovered from the ordeal that almost took her life, and now she's in the middle of another crisis. Not only is she the sole witness to a high-profile murder case, but it also appears someone is trying to cast doubts on her mental stability. Police Detective Jack Tucker doesn't know what to make of her story, especially when her elusive enemy leaves no evidence behind to lend credence to her claims. Yet the more he gets to know the appealing personal chef, the more he's convinced someone is targeting not only her sanity, but her life. And unless they can figure out who was behind the campaign to undermine her credibility, a murderer could slip away, leaving more than one body in his or her wake. That concludes my list of my most anticipated upcoming releases. I hope that there's a book on there that you're looking forward to as well, and if there's something that I missed that's coming out soon, please feel free to tell me all about it down below. I would love to be able to add to this list. Also, if you feel so inclined, please go ahead and give this video a like. It does help circulate the video around to other people who might also be looking for a list of books to look forward to. With that said, thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you next time.